Abusia for ya mama kwa Donkoh Crab counseling time with counselor D.Y. Donkoh. And a marital and relationship solutions. The nation's counselor. I will say, come on. Now, chairman is sweet. Yeah, man, how kwa Donkoh Crab, Papa. Right. It's Papa and marital and relationship solutions in Sensembe in amount for a day. About Mama Kwenya. I go ahead and read the first story. We are doing 3 stories for tonight. The first story for tonight says, Auntie Valerie, I bring you greetings. Now, my issue is very simple. I've dated this lady for the past 3 years now. And the lady happens to be outside the country. She's not one who is based here. She goes and comes most of the time. And I do my possible best to host her when she comes around. I love her. She's an amazing person. But then something has been bothering me. Immediately there's an issue. My woman goes overboard. She goes to the extent of telling me that every single thing that I have given to her, I should make sure I return it. Even down to shoes and money that she has given me. After the issues are being resolved, things go back to normal. It has continued for some time now. And I realized that it was part and parcel of her. Auntie Valerie, to some large extent, I wasn't looking forward to taking any gifts whatsoever from her no more, because then I was looking at the end result. Upon my thinking and brooding on this particular issue, she came down not too long ago. We had a thing. This woman is pregnant for me now. I'm scared. What do I do? Do I continue to live with such a woman whose anger is such that she decides to take what she gives? Is it right? Is there something I can do to tame the situation or turn it upside down? Counselor, please help me.
So we're talking about this beautiful lady. She has a problem.
Yeah.
Now, the problem she has to do with her emotions. I don't know how old she is, but if she's a little matured and she will still behave like this, then I will see that there's a question mark about her life.
Okay.
But then let me calm down and then start. Abarantia wo hu oba no wa abrochiri. Be ma no ha. And wo me fi me kan prantwe ase. And I me kan courtship ase. Oba ne ba. Obesra be ma no. Oba be ma in the host no. And then there's a problem. The problem is that anytime the young lady gets angry, the bufua, and she doesn't choose her words. Right. The be free and no baby and no drop her ma be ma no. We are not even talking about the Ebema,
right?
Whether good or bad, but in the bufua and Pabwana Mata, every little thing, including chewing gum, and our Koswa, and a waba. Now, Okoya, Wakwanya Mamano. So the woman calls and say, I'm pregnant for you. But that's the Suban we want to say. The gentleman is so confused.
Right.
Let's take it. That is why it's important to know people in a little way you can.
Okay.
Oh, you may not know everybody about everything about them. You will not.
Never.
Because you are not God.
Yeah.
There are times you will try to know, but something can be hidden from you because you are human. Nevertheless, if you are to pay a little attention sometimes to some attitudes and characters, attitude. I didn't say attitude. Attitude. Okay. And some you realize that some body languages and some words you hear, you need to pay attention. But as human as we are, when sometimes we fall in love, we go blind. And then we refuse to reason about few things.
Okay.
One, gentleman who should have taken his time before impregnating the lady.
Hey.
Because already, no, I bet you the chewing gum. I bet you the bossa shorts. I bet you the singlets. The bufua, Obiena Noah would do at them. I am not even about what the guy actually does that irritates and triggers the anger in the woman. No. But whatever it is, that woman should not go overboard by taking that advantage in the name of my dog, my broso. Na me wa abrochiri, na Ghana, now you are taking me for granted. You have even done that, or I suspect you dating or cheating and nothing of rawa no ayo. ofro no abuse you ofro no abeji di nyoma nyina de odi ama ono ne nyoma so wo nchen a sebe of your brochiri ba wabeji na nyina wabeji wa no asa for I'm sorry na bibu na efu na ma ne ba sa. How long is it going to continue? And can she be a good wife to you? So the gentleman should have taken his time. Nevertheless, she said yes.
Yes.
So let's push it.
Right.
What is it that the guy keeps doing that triggers the anger of the woman? The guy must work on himself.
Okay.
So that knowing that ade we na mia ema ni jasono and ye meso so mayere me ho say menye. Nevertheless, it doesn't give that woman that room to also abuse the gentleman because otia buruchiri na just say we financially oba no was soro. Then it's like we were my buruchiri me here wo hwe what you akra na toma wudi me na me mane man. Who are you? Now what's abanye me akam akra no kram me na me sa do hwe no ati na wo nya hwe ma me wo sa misbehave ha akoye say bema woni bia a woman want to control the affairs of the man. Oh yes sir, regardless of whatever you give to the man will still not respect you as a woman.
Right.
I'm telling you. And a man at a point can decide to probably dump you, push you away, go for another woman. Because you see, one of the things every man needs, regardless of our weakness, our bad attitude, even in our foolishness, is when a woman will not give us peace. Every man watching will tell you this. Regardless of them as suban bi odi wofi, onumpo na sebe, onye, still pass me. Obi subega say, na wo pass me account say suban. Still pass me. That is a man for you. Eti bema nye on pe oba oye loud, oba oye dede. So I realize a man who is very handsome, well to do, most of the time they marry women who are not beautiful. And some people go like, I don't know what is cannot do. Yeah, handsome, nice man. We will not go fast our gay. The reason is that we look beyond beauty. Once you can give us peace and not break us into pieces, we can look at value in you, not beauty in you.
Okay.
What is he going to adapt to my life? And that's why sometimes rich men marry too much. Sometimes they are tempted. It's not about the beauty. You can add value to his company, to his life. He feels like, oh, my uncle.
Right.
What we are saying to the gentleman is that, only lady didn't cast over things. Listen, the problem number one is, Okokoba, you rush talking too much. It's bothering me. Now, lady didn't say, any son, if you can't take me like that, let's forget. Okay, so the relationship is gone, but you are pregnant for me. I can still take responsibilities. If the lady says that, I don't need you to help me, I will take care of it myself. Jano. Push until she stops you. If you can no longer push again, leave her. Time will speak for itself. And I think that for now, when you're the guy should exercise patience. Sister and the friend, regardless of whatever, not the buff. Now or come, onye din, no change. The Rebecca so onye be onye. Boxer shows that the Nina don't say samano. Onye din. At the right time, time changes. And let me tell you, when you give issues to time, time can resolve issues by itself. So for me, yes, that is it. So for me, the guy should exercise patience and then just look on to God and keep praying. Things will be fine.
Keep praying, things will be fine. Right, let's read the second story. So Auntie Valerie, please. I got married to my husband in the year 2019. That means we have been married for close to 4 years now. Now, I found out that my husband was having an affair with my baby's school teacher. The lady comes to our house to do a little bit classes for the babies. But I found out after some time that they had a thing going on. I confronted my husband and he told me that it was nothing. It was just a fling and one of those things, and that every man cheats. It's a natural phenomenon and that I shouldn't have no issues whatsoever with it. I stopped the teacher from coming to the house. I confronted her too. The only thing she could tell me was that I am the cause and then the reason why my husband will step outside of our matrimonial home. It really got to me. I was depressed the pain and the anger that came with it, I couldn't control it. I did my possible best because of my children just to stand strong. But after a while, I realized I couldn't. This same man would come home after everything would want to touch me. And just the mere fact of him wanting to even be intimate with me got me angry. I would rather sleep with my children or sleep far away. He didn't have any sense or any bit of remorse. So I went ahead and told my family that I can't do this anymore, especially for a man who does not see my worth. Auntie Valerie, after the breakup, my family agreed. We went to him, did what was customary, and now it is left with signing off just so the divorce will be settled. Now it is left with what he is expected to do as a husband, and that he is expected to give me an amount of money or something just to pacify me and me moving on in this marriage. Now my husband claims that he believes that I have also been cheating on him, and there is no way he would by any means do what is right by giving me that amount of money that my family is asking or looking for. The court issues hasn't been done. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to take care of his children. Auntie Valerie, please, ask counselor for me. Do I go begging him to take care of his children, even forget about the pacifying bit, and also make sure that he is in the life of his children? The marriage I do not want. I wouldn't want to talk in a way that is going to bring disunity or misunderstanding, especially for the sake of my children. But believe you me, Auntie Valerie, this man is not as matured as he is, and I believe that me even going to beg will make him more proudful and even treat me in a way that might break me forever. Counselor, please help me.
I believe that a man who cannot take responsibility of his weakness has lost its value. Bema won't mean jintum say me yemere. Na ade na ma ye nsem fata eye bema won bu ne ho anwi. Me wo yere. Enna yakofa teacher ni. Se won bra fi. Ti me yekun dedawo. Se nke ye empo ne ye nwade ni siya. Sometimes you can say ni ye nwade.
Right.
When me yekun me yiri ni. Enna me yere akofa teacher ni aba. So mbe kire ye bade.
Right.
Number one. Regardless of how weak you are, with that lustful desire, don't bring yourself down to sleep with your children's teacher. And the teacher you know nipa or nipa, but don't ever do that to your house. When somebody comes to teach your children, and all you can do is to take advantage over the teacher in the name of I love her or whatever. No. Number two. Yede asema befi and say me yerache me. Then she's been able to confront me to say me hu se one abibada one amada watch me. She has evidence proving crutch. You don't stand with that egoistic attitude with pride and see be me bia ene wobada. I'm sorry, ye be me bia ene wobada. Ebi ameye, ebi a cameraman ye, but be me being ye.
Okay.
There are men who are very sincere, very loyal, very faithful, and very disciplined to their wives. Inti so ba akwa ye mi nu aye now for 4 years. Now so aye doesn't mean that all men cheat. It's not true. So sir, delusion, sir, idea, that pattern of thinking in a lot of men's mind that men cheats,
right,
and every man can cheat.
Right.
We should clear it. It's not true. And I sit here to say this to every woman watching me. Don't believe in that. Because there are men who are very disciplined. Very. 10, 20, 30 years of marriage, they've never tried. May we meet some? Amen. I'm talking for you now. And so let's come back to the issue.
I'm receiving it now.
Thank you. So let's come back to the issue. So, I mean, me actually me and then with pride and egoistic attitude, I go to say that Ben maybe I know about that, Ben maybe I cheating. I think that I've not respected my wife enough. Even if you hate your wife, please, you can't abuse her emotionally like that. Said Ben, my yachu evidence messages, you know, say Ben maybe I'm not the first and the last person. Or no, be other. Maybe create to me no more. Is he actually not say defend it? As a motivational speaker suddenly, or some, you know, no. Maybe I will just say be, and I think that you have a problem.
Right.
And you can easily lose your respect with your wife and even your children. Your children will grow up to hear that once upon a time you were sleeping with your teacher, and then mommy caught you, and you decided to rebel without saying I'm sorry. You lost it. Your children can grow in bitterness against you the rest of their lives.
Right.
Then number 3, the wife decides that I cannot handle the pain. The fact that my husband comes to me and say, I want to have sex with you. It's like me kai picture no. So me kai no bibi yamakoma. I want to speak to wives to understand that whenever your man cheats, making a decision to stay in and to walk out is your choice though. But understand that sometimes rushing to make decisions can cause a lot of havoc and rashes. And so I've come across a lot of wives who go like, I should have taken my time a little bit.
Right.
I think that I was so hurt. You see, issues see our own. Don't allow your emotions to do the thinking. Allow your mind to do the thinking.
Right.
But the crowd want to see you know, same scene there, same see a shower. Start telling you what to do. And sometimes, you realize that you should have taken your time a little bit.
Right.
As some tools are now will be very matured, extremely mature, that you go to the person, let the person do the thinking for you and help you to direct your steps. And so that, or don't know, baby, or you're free, or you're relaxed mentally to obey or drink the outcome, the income. Bibi or drink, it's so. But I won't call baby to be drinks as Opejamenai. To Opejamenai. Look, wow. She said, no, Yameno.
See, no, yes.
See.
Right.
Wow, wow, was somebody never better. So I'll be pijama. A boy crowns or ban the achekum. And Augusta in the process of healing. Or they channel. Sabema de banner or bandit to me, Queen Soke, or the minion, some me or Yerbidiacho, and me at the Benya. Oh, yeah, now Shana Kabib. I love you so much. Yan tell you, Yan tell them I love you, I love you. The same I love you. And I can catch a Ajuanta. Right. The war Pajana, wow. Some of Pajama to get into Pajana. When you think about all these things, your decisions will not land well. So I want to say to a lot of wives who are bitter, hurt, to say that we are not saying that when you are dying, stay in your marriage.
Right.
But we are saying that before you make a decision to walk out, think twice. So that you don't go there, meet somebody probably who is worse than the man you decided to walk out from. And then walk out, you know, from that marriage with, and then think that, hey, right? So then I conclude to say that, number 1, every man must accept when you do wrong and learn how to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
And when you say, I'm sorry, repent and change.
Okay.
I'm sorry doesn't mean that I will not do it again. I'm sorry simply means that it will not be repeated again.
Right.
Number 2, the woman should understand that to err is human. When somebody offends you, sometimes think through it. So, for example, the woman must also sit and ask, then I'm yeah. Because teacher Nina Kukudro Kachiro say, you were the cause and the reason why your husband slept with me. Now, I am ya, says I chiki to me Kukudro, a share. Everybody don't do. Say you are the cause and the reason. What has the man told the girl? So then there's a lesson here that every married woman, when you are going to look for a side chick, when you go tell them that I have a wife, but I need a side chick. Why? So there's nothing wrong.
There's nothing.
But I think I have a problem.
Yeah.
I just want you. That the lady will understand that You just don't
It
go.
is you. You are the one who is not disciplined. You are the one who is
you
not
just want to.
faithful.
You made.
You are the one who
You've
is-
just made a choice. No, that is the truth. You have
Right.
just made a choice and a decision that you want to do it. But don't go spoil your wife or your sub, your bad phone, or your bad dad, or your bad dad, or your bad esana, or bad chrono, or no soon you're mature from that angle. Or show you huna from another level.
Right.
And looking at my young lady teacher need to be jana a catcher or you say you are the cause.
Yeah, the cause.
It's a message. Say a man wants to send you to buy. Book to dream pan a year chow. Na ya. We're getting a quiet ya. Can then kawing. Can do in fee. They toss you to Obano's decisions or court. A cast sign. Now, to say why worried about school fees and taking care of the kids. Should let her know that with her presence in the house, the kids could be better.
Okay.
Than trying to be worried about when I leave them, who is going to take care of them, or even when I go with them, how is the man going to respond? You know, and sometimes too, I'm sorry, let me end by saying this. Sometimes too, when the enemy enters into your marriage,
Right.
the devil can frustrate the marriage. I'm telling you, the devil doesn't like marriages. So sometimes when the devil sees that this is what I can do to separate the family, he will do everything possible and then not allow you to forgive, to be, so that you can be pushed away by bitterness. We are sometimes at two and so. So we are pleading with the man, say sorry to the woman, please take heart, forgive, and let's move on.
Okay, so take heart, forgive, and let's move on. Let me read the final message. Auntie Valerie, please, I've been married to my wife for 1.5 years now. And I wasn't the one who was looking forward to having kids right after marriage. I was looking at enjoying my wife and the moment. And that if it happened, then I wouldn't have no issues with it whatsoever. Auntie Valerie, 1.5 years. And if I tell you what my wife goes through by the end of the month, she's had 1 miscarriage. My wife bleeds intermittently. It is scary. The way and manner she always has to visit a gynecologist, go to and fro from the hospital. I even had to make sure I do an insurance just so she might be covered if there is cases of surgery. Auntie Valerie, I know exactly what I went in for. I know that these things happen, but to be hit right from the onset of my marriage is making me shake. Yes, I'm a man, but Auntie Valerie, I am being moved. I cannot sleep. I think about it. My future, the generations yet unborn, and what I tend to get at the end of it all. My wife is a good woman. And now I can see the frustration in her eyes. Even going into her or being intimate with her has become difficult because every now and then she always wants to be on her own. I am married, but it looks as though I am not married. I want to have children, Auntie Valerie. I really do. But the future doesn't look bright for me. So many thoughts coming through my head. Counselor is the counselor. He should talk to me. I don't want to step out of my marriage, and it's not as though I don't want to adopt, but that wasn't the decision. Please help me, counselor.
All right, so many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers them out of all. The righteous may fall 7 times, but the Lord will lift him up. My enemies do not rejoice over me. For when I fall, I shall rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be my light. For affliction will not come for the second time. Evil things can happen to good people.
Right.
But let's understand that he knows the thoughts and the plans he has for us.
Right.
His ways are not our ways. And sometimes you cannot predict God. You cannot understand the ways of God. And sometimes when you look at yourself, sometimes you get confused.
Charlie.
Now, let me say this. Things happen in marriage.
Hey.
Yes, that. So be a wedding, within 2 weeks, within 1 month, within 1 year, no wabana and abema ne free. Hey, things happen. This thing call for better, for worse. Things happen. It to be by sending a trim pananimpo yankasi yankoda.
Right.
Yakodai. Bani to me, abortion ba kuyim, you know. I'm you who said, Sabu, you'll be a. To be fair, yeah, what do we do? And baby, things happen in marriage.
Okay.
To me, Bassa Wabana and Abema, no, what then, no, you what the four kakra.
Right.
Onyan whom we, nationally sick as some ye. It's your wadi and nay, the bid creating.
Right.
Things happen in marriage.
True.
It to me, Bassa, near I were yet dying and I are tongue.
Right.
Sika creating renting, ye be after marriage. We see things happen in marriage.
Right.
When it comes to marriage, you can't predict what will happen. And I want to sit here to tell the man, be bold like a lion.
My goodness.
And never give up.
My goodness.
Fear not, for the Lord is with you. Be not dismayed, for the Lord is your God. He will strengthen you. He will help you. And God will uphold you with his righteous hands. He will not forsake thee.
Right.
When you walk through the waters and you pass through the fires. See, sometimes you look at yourself and it's like God has abandoned you.
My goodness.
So Isaiah said to the people of Israel, can a woman forget their own baby? If it is possible, God says that if you see it's fine, but me, I will not forget my own. I'm trying to encourage the man because it is not easy.
It is not easy.
It takes only the grace of God for a man to be a man. And so you should understand that yes, me wade na my enjoy, but we really challenges are coming. But can I tell you this?
Right.
The level of your challenges should challenge you to understand the level of your breakthrough.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
you are speaking to me, sir.
I am telling you.
My
I am
God.
telling you.
Right.
If you go to if you go if you go for fishing,
right,
and then you come back with empty net and empty boat, you must understand that Jesus has the capacity to fill the boats.
My goodness.
The challenges of your life and the level of your challenges should tell you how God is about to promote you. I am telling you. See, there will never be a miracle when there are no tests and trials.
Okay.
You cannot. What is a miracle? A miracle is when you are failed in your strength, but there is a divine intervention. When your strength cannot prevail and God comes in, that is what we call a miracle.
A miracle.
According to me,
Yeah.
the woman with the blood issue, 12 years, physicians, doctors, magicians, whoever, she couldn't. And then she realized that Jesus is in town.
Right.
Can I go and touch his habiliment, his garment? She didn't look at the miracle. That is a miracle.
Right.
Miracle is when you break, car break a failing,
Right.
and you know that you are about to die.
This is
I'm
the
rather
end.
when him.
This
Okay,
is the
Jesus, it's quite a miracle. I want to assure this guy that there is a miracle waiting for him.
Wow.
Don't give up on your wife.
Wow.
Because you see, sometimes out of nothing, God creates something.
Okay.
The foolish things of this world can be beautified by God.
My goodness.
And it will shock everybody.
Right.
He takes the foolish things of this world to confuse the wise. In other words, he's trying to say that the scientists can look at your wife and say there is no womb. But with me, all things are possible.
Right.
I can do what men cannot do.
Right.
I am trying not to just encourage the man, but I'm telling him, be a man. Because sometimes it is not easy. What they were now, you say, honeymoon, baba, was starting bleeding. Now, if somebody had to bleed for 12 years and bled for 12 years, and Jesus intervened, well, he didn't the same do 12 years. Jesus will show. So the man should not give up.
Right.
He should keep hope alive.
Right.
And keep holding hands with God.
Right.
And once you walk with God, the storms will be over. God is with us. So sometimes when the devil shake our feet, he make us feel like you lose you.
Right.
But Christ in us, the hope of glory.
Right.
We are not ready to give up yet.
Yeah.
It will come to pass.
Most definitely.
Thank you.